Is buying a home in Canada even worth it anymore? Or is renting actually the smarter move? With the Bank of Canada cutting rates and house prices dropping, I know a lot of people are wondering if they should jump into the market or just keep renting. And today, I want to break this down for you in plain English because the truth is, there isn't one right answer, but there is a right answer for you. Let's start with what's happening right now. Rates are coming down, which should make borrowing more easier. But at the same time, the cost of living crisis is still very real. Groceries, gas, childcare, they all are eating into monthly budget. So even though prices might soften a little, the financial pressure on families isn't going anywhere. That's why this rent versus buy decision feels more complicated than ever. When I talk to clients, one of the first thing I ask them is, what do you actually value more? Stability or flexibility? Because buying a home gives you stability. No landlord is going to knock on your door and tell you they are selling the property. If you have got kids and you have picked the neighborhood you want them to grow up in, buying gives you that certainty. On the other hand, renting gives you more flexibility. If you are in a career that requires you to move cities or even countries, or you just don't want to be tied down, renting makes that possible. So before we even get into the money matters, that is the first decision you need to think about. Now let's talk about the financial side. Buying isn't just about the mortgage payment. There are big upfront costs, the down payment, land transfer tax, legal fees, inspections, and once you are in the property, there are ongoing costs. Property taxes, home insurance, strata fees if you're in a condo, maintenance, and of course those renovations that almost everyone ends up doing. I've seen a lot of people underestimate these costs, and the result is they become what we call house poor. They own a home, but so much of the monthly income is tied up in it that there isn't much money left over for savings, investing, or even enjoying life. Renting, on the other hand, doesn't come with those big upfront costs. You know exactly what your rent will be every single month, and you don't have to worry about a surprise roof replacement or a $10,000 repair. The catch is, for renting to really work financially, you have to be disciplined. That means taking the money you would have put into a down payment and putting it into investments. If you don't do that, you're not building equity, and your rent check is just helping pay down someone else's mortgage. But let's be real, there are good reasons people still want to buy. First, you are building equity every single month instead of just paying rent. And historically, real estate in Canada has appreciated over time. If you buy within your budget and you hold the property for at least 5 years, you have got a strong chance of building wealth. And then there's the pride of ownership, having a place that's truly yours, where you can make changes and put down roots. So how do you actually make the decision? The smartest way is to run what's called a cash flow analysis. Sit down and figure out what buying will actually cost you. Not just the mortgage, but the taxes, insurance, maintenance, and everything else. Then compare it to renting. And don't forget to stress test your situation. What happens if one person loses their job? What if someone gets sick and can't work for a while? Do you have the disability coverage or the insurance? Can you still handle the payments? That's the level of detail you need to do before you make a move. At the end of the day, renting isn't always throwing money away, and buying isn't always the smartest financial move. Both can make sense. It depends on your lifestyle, your discipline, and your long-term goals. If you want stability and you can afford it, buying can be a great investment. If you value flexibility and you are disciplined about saving, renting can actually put you ahead. The key is knowing your numbers. So if you're struggling with this decision, my team and I can help you run the numbers and see what makes the most sense for you. Just click the link below to book a free consultation, and let's make sure you're making the right choice for your future.